I cannot believe that we are on our final day. We're on our final day, everyone, of our live training series. I cannot believe that we've made it this far. And today is Entrepreneurship Day. So, what a great way to culminate this series on Entrepreneurship Day. Hey, call your admin. Happy Tuesday. We made it. We made it. We made it to our training series. I'm so glad that you have chosen to stay with us and join us throughout this entire segment. Today is Entrepreneurship Day, and today is just a perfect time for us to talk about the whole aspect of self-development and entrepreneurship. And the thing about it is, hi there. Hey, Melian. How are you? So good to see you guys. I can't believe we are here. We have done 14 business days of live teaching, live training, public speaking, storytelling. Yes, we are here. And I will tell you on this day of all days, Entrepreneurship Day, we're going to talk about self development. We're going to talk about self development, the growth process. We're going to talk about how it just really helps you to up level in your self awareness and in your skill set. And there's a few main points that I really want to cover today. But before I even do that, I just want to honor those of you that have already taken time to get the notes, to take the actions, to make the implementations in your business from the training that both myself and Tiara have given. Some of you guys, you were showing up every single day. I mean, you were honoring your commitment. If you couldn't watch it live, you were actually watching the replay, you were taking notes. This is for you. Call your admin. I've been seeing you, Dianitris. I'm on assignment. Coco Brown. You guys, you have been here. This is for you. This is the training that we have been wanting to serve the community with. So kudos to all of you. Tomorrow we culminate with our final free workshop, guys. We're going to be live. You'll be on with us live in Zoom, and we'll be going into answering the needs and the questions that you have tomorrow. We're doing two, one at 12 and one at 8 o'clock. So let's just dive right on in. Let's get right on in. Self-awareness and self-development. Let's really talk about what that looks like from an entrepreneurship perspective. Hi, Rahat. No, we're not going to do that today. We're focused on entrepreneurship and self-development. So the first benefit of entrepreneurship and self-development is that you grow and you take risks. You get to grow and you take risks. When I started working and freelancing, this is before I even had a mindset of being an entrepreneur, having a business, and actually serving from a place of structure. It was like, okay, I'm doing something, I'm freelancing. When I was doing that, I actually started to take on everything. I wasn't clear in what I wanted to offer. I just knew that having the skills and communications and the knowledge and the training, I felt like if anything fell under the umbrella of communication, I would take it. I could do the PR, I could do the marketing, I could do the editing, I could do the training, I could do the speaking. And what I realized from going through that experience, first of all, I had people who I really had to learn how to get my processes down in place, because when you're first starting out, you may not have that awareness or you may not have that insight into really setting up process, which is what I really like about Tiara's teaching today, talking about your process. But I offered everything under the umbrella of communications. And if you're just starting out, you may feel like, oh, I don't really know what to offer, but I want to offer everything under that umbrella. This journey is going to help you get clear and get focused on what it is you need to do. After those experiences, I got rid of the PR, the marketing, the editing. Editing is a lot of work. Okay. I remember one client I had, my goodness, this is before I knew what I was really doing. I took on a big editing project. I didn't segment out the difference between the actual editing for grammar or editing for flow, and it was just a big disaster. And so you grow in this journey, in this process. You tend to grow. You also take risks. And now is a good time to take a calculated risk and just bet on yourself. You know, a lot of things have changed this year. So when you are taking risks, you're always going to be stretching and you're always going to be growing. And that whole feeling of relevancy or really finding out, hi, Kalila, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Am I still relevant? Some of the clients that I work with now, they've been in their business and in their career, professional brand for years. And sometimes when you get to that place where you're completing your goals and you feel like, okay, what else is there? You feel like you might be complacent, or you don't feel as though you know how you're going to serve, how you're going to show up and serve again. So that feeling of irrelevancy may come up. But as you are going through this process of entrepreneurship, you're always going to be stretching, you're always going to be learning, you're always going to be taking risks. And that's good, not just for your business or your brand, but for your emotional well-being. You guys know I focus on inside out approach all the time. So the second thing is that you increase awareness of the value of your skills. I know when I was working in corporate America, I knew what my skills were, but I placed my value on the skills based on how I was moving in the organization, how the opportunities that came to me, which weren't a lot back then, I started to place value on the skills. Even though I knew I had the technical know-how, I started to place value on those external pieces, on being able to move to another role or take on another project or support another assignment. And then the fact of your compensation, I used to also associate the value of my skill set based on the compensation that I received, which is a big mistake, guys. Big mistake, big no. When you are in entrepreneurship, you're going through this personal development process. You get to actually learn more about how valuable your skills are in the marketplace, because now you get to create an experience, a service, a product, or even just your expertise in your awareness, your intellectual property, and you get to monetize that. You get to put a value on that. You get to get exchanged, compensated for that information that you're sharing. So you develop a stronger self of awareness around how much your skills are valuable in the marketplace. And the more valuable you become, the more valuable your business grows, the more valuable your brand becomes. That's just another benefit of the self-development process. And so if you are just starting out right now, or if you've been in your business for a while, you're shifting, you're growing, you're moving around products and services, you're assessing what the market need is. And if you are in an industry where the need is great, you'll begin to see immediate results, which will give you a boost of confidence. It will give you a boost of validation that, okay, these are skills that are valuable in the marketplace, and it's helping that whole developmental process. Everything is interconnected in this journey of entrepreneurship. So the third thing I want you to be aware of is that you tend to become more grateful and appreciative and respectful of other people's time. This is a big one. I know it happened for me, and it happened for a lot of people in my entrepreneurship circles in terms of time. Time is one of the biggest things that we will never be able to get back. And when I was first starting out on my entrepreneurship journey, I would look for things. I wasn't really investing as much in myself as I do now with coaches and consultants and and learning development opportunities. And so I would go and I would piece things together. I would look for all the freebies I could download. I would ask people who were in their industries if they could meet with me and just give me some words of wisdom. And so now when I see those same things happening to me, when people reach out, I can have compassion for those persons. And I understand, because you don't know, you're not aware. When you go through that entrepreneurship journey, let me tell you something. If you get 15 minutes with someone who is willing to give you mentorship or guidance, it is gold. Not only that, you tend to show up differently. This process of entrepreneurship, you tend to show up differently. If you're making an appointment with someone, you're not just going to just be late or not be there or be fully present or be distracted, because now this journey of self-awareness, this journey of entrepreneurship, you are more appreciative. You tend to see things differently because you are the business leader. You're the business professional. So the timing aspect, when someone gives you the blessing of their time, it's going to help you improve in how you show up and do business. People like to work with folks who are respectful of their time. I don't care how small the meeting is, or how large the meeting is, or if there's no outcome on the meeting, it's going to spill into every other area of your life too. This is not just a skill for business. This is a skill for life. These are transferable skills. I once had a friend who, it doesn't matter. I mean, we could be meeting for lunch. In fact, everybody knew. We all knew. Like, if you're getting ready to have a meeting with her, just know that whatever the time is that she says she's going to be there, add 30 to 40 minutes, because she's always going to be late. Always going to be late. And this journey of entrepreneurship, and I'm talking about timing and honoring time and respecting time and just showing up differently, it's going to spill over into the other areas of your life too. So that's another area I want you to think about. You also become a better parent. You become a better parent, guys, as an entrepreneur. This process is one of the most powerful self-discovery tools you could use. If you want to know more about yourself, if you want to know more about your family, if you want to know more about your children, you become an entrepreneur. You become an entrepreneur. You are going to learn about so many things. You'll see yourself in new ways. A couple years ago, I think it was like 3 years ago, I used to guest blog for LeaderCast. LeaderCast, if those of you that don't know, is like they have one of the largest leadership development conferences. Hey, Coco Brown. Leadership development conferences in the world. And I used to guest blog for them. And I remember a couple years ago, I wrote a piece. You may be able to Google it. I wrote a piece on the fact that your family is a business. Your family is a business. This works extremely well. This mindset works extremely well with people who are business owners, who are moms, who are parents, because when we transfer and translate that same approach of the things that we will do in our business to be successful, when we look at our family as a business, it really just shifts the perspective and helps you to connect the dots even more effectively. So if you think about this, it's like, for your business, you have a vision for your business. You sat down, you've taken time, you've put the writing on the paper, the writing on the paper, and you have actually thought out what you want your business to look like. You've thought about the vision, who you're going to serve, how you're going to deliver your services and your products, and that's all embedded in your mission. Now you take that same approach and you take that same mindset. And you say, okay, let's look at my family. My family is a business. Nobody goes into a family environment or a family relationship looking for it to fail. But a lot of times we separate those areas of our lives. So we say, the business is over here, the family is over here. And we don't really take those transferable skills and marry the two. This is very important. If you don't get anything else from today's teaching, get this. You take your business skills and you transfer it over into your home, into your family. So you have a business vision, you have a family vision. And in our family vision, how is it that we're going to demonstrate what our vision is? What are the behaviors? This is your mission. What are the behaviors that are going to demonstrate who we are as a family? Why do we behave the way we behave as a family? You have to have a vision and you have to know where you're going to go or how you're going to get there in order to be able to see how we're doing, how we're on track. A lot of my project managers, they can often relate to this example as well, because it's like you have projects naturally are going to have challenges. How are you going to proactively mitigate those risks? How are you going to proactively think about the relationships, who needs what information, how the information needs to be delivered? Take that over and think about your kids, think about your partner, think about your spouse. And you say, okay, there's information that's going on in my family. My family is a business. How do the people in my family communicate? How do I need to deliver information to each individual in my family so that we are on track with our vision and our mission of how we choose to show up together in the world? This whole self-awareness process, it takes you from your business aspect, it moves you into your family. And as many entrepreneurs know, this is often the topsy-turvy thing. You will see if you're successful in your entrepreneurship journey, you might be struggling in the family, or if you may be successful in the family, you might be struggling in the entrepreneurship journey. Well, I am of the belief that it doesn't really have to be that way. We can take those skills that we have from our business, use that mindset that our family is a business, make sure that we have that vision, we have that mission, and we execute on those same things. Even in marketing, you take marketing skills from your business, you bring it over to your family. How are you going to socialize a concept that you came up with at home? Marketing requires at least 7 touches. 7 touches. These days, the attention span is really, really low. I mean, these days, people, I think, within 10 seconds, I mean, they're gone. They're gone. So being able to connect and have someone stay along and follow through with your messaging on marketing in your business, you're going to have the same thing in your family. You have to say it more than once. You have to communicate it in multiple ways. So if in marketing in our business, we're looking at 7 touches, how many more times do we need to communicate what our vision is, how we behave, how we demonstrate, how we show up on this side in our family too? Think about the same thing. It's transferable. Entrepreneurship is one of the strongest, most effective tools for personal and professional development. And when you get into that space of really connecting the dots and seeing the two, it's an amazing and incredible shift. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was your passion. So putting structure around your passion. I don't even remember how long ago this was, but it might have been 2010, I think. It might have been 2010. But in 2000, yeah, it might have been 2010, where I was called in to speak, to do a half-day workshop for National Head Start Association. National Head Start Association is about the family, guys. It's about making sure kids have, accessibility to all the things that they need to develop and thrive. And this opportunity came to me, and I didn't have the structure. I did not have the know-how. All I had was passion. So you may just have passion too, but even as you're going through your entrepreneurship journey, you're still going to be in constant development. And that time I went and I had to do a workshop, a half-day workshop. It was called, "If It Takes a Village, Let's Build One." If it takes a village, let's build one. Community is very, very important. There were stakeholders. I think I had 20 people in the class, and there were stakeholders from all the different states in the United States in my class on how to create this village, how to help their constituents, their parents, and the kids, how to help them build their own village in their different respective areas. But the exercises we ended up going through, I remember I did a vision board workshop, a vision board exercise in that half day. Those exercises, the stakeholders, the leaders themselves, they tended to, instead of just focusing on, oh, I'm doing this to see how to implement this back in my constituent, my home base, they took on the exercise themselves. And in that group, I will never forget, we had at least 3 of the leaders in there really reconnect to who they were with that exercise, realizing that in that whole process of leading and being a leader, they saw that they were missing areas in their own life where they were putting themselves in the back seat. I didn't have any structure in my speaking business at that time. I had passion. I had a desire. Hey there. I had a desire to go and deliver this information. So when you are speaking, you may not have it all figured out. They flew me in. They paid for my hotel. They paid for my car. They paid me $1,500 back then for that half-day workshop. And I was on cloud 9. Okay. I was like, what? I get to go ahead and talk about something that is so passionate to me. And you guys doing all of this stuff here. I mean, it was, I didn't even have the structure there. Moving from there, it just continued. It moved even further. So when you are thinking about, speaking and your topic, in the training we talked about choosing your topic, making sure that it's relevant for your audience, you can also choose something that you are very passionate about. When your passion meets the structure, it is just a magical piece of explosion in your business, in your self-development journey. You know how when you just know within yourself, you have this feeling within yourself that there is something that I want to share, something that I want to connect, something that I want to give from my own experiences. That is so important to me. The family is very important to me. Family first is always important to me. I have 2 sons. I have 2 boys. The eldest one is 20 and my youngest is 14. And I will tell you, just from my own experiences growing up, I talked earlier in the training previous days about my own experiences, wanting to fit in, wanting and understanding. Hi there, Cypress. Wanting to fit in, wanting to really figure out how to make my family work for me. That was something that was so passionate in my heart that I just decided that I wanted to take what I learned, take my communications training from the skills that I had, and just teach from my passion, teach from my experiences. Because the truth is, as a business owner, as a professional, if you have children, they're always going to be top of mind. You're always going to be wondering and thinking if you are giving them what they need. And so for me, family first is crucial. It's very, very important. If you are building a brand, if you're in a corporate environment, if you're in a business environment, making sure that your family isn't neglected, making sure that your family isn't suffering, even if you're not in a business, that's still a piece of very, very high passion for me. That's the other thing that I wanted to talk about. And so when you're speaking from your passion and your expertise, and you build your structure in the entrepreneurship journey, it's going to build credibility, it's going to build visibility, and you're going to have impact. The other day, one of my connections online he did a post about impact. Not likes and followers. You can't eat likes, you can't eat followers, but impact. What type of impact are you making? How are you going to make that impact? How can you help someone in their business? How can you help someone with their family? How can you help someone with their problems? How can you help them with transformation within their own life? This is the transformative impact that you're going to make. One of those ladies from National Head Start Association, about 3 years ago, she probably must have been going through old papers back at her house or wherever she was, because we did that in 2010. And about 3 years ago, out of the blue, I got an email and she said, Miss Russell, I was in your class that you delivered a National Head Start Association. And I want you to know that everything that I put on my vision board, 90% of those things came through. And she just went on and she was talking and she was sharing all the things and the impact. This was like, I don't know how many, 5, 6, 7 years later. This is the transformational impact that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about getting in your business, going to be a speaker, using your voice just for motivation and fluffy, okay? Fluffy stuff doesn't last forever. You always need fluffy. If you start with fluffy, you always need fluffy. You always have to keep going on with fluffy. Fluffy is good, but it can't be the whole shebang. It cannot be the whole package. So you want to make sure that you are taking time to create that transformational experience. Right now in 2020, a lot of things that we had put in the backseat have now been brought to the front. It's now been helping us to re-identify who we are as individuals, what is important to us, what success looks like for us, redefining success. One of my groups, people were talking about how they were proud of things that they accomplished this year, buying a home, starting a new business, going back to school, getting that inner peace, getting that inner clarity, saying no. Oh my God, can you imagine? 2020, with everything going on, with the pandemic and everything going on. These are transformations, life transformations that have been happening in the lives of people all around us. So my question to you is, where and how do you want to make impact? Where and how do you want to make impact? Today is National Entrepreneurship Day, guys. National Entrepreneurship Day. My journey in entrepreneurship has been filled with ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. But the self-development, the self-awareness, the confidence building, my ability to be a better mother, a better wife, a better friend. I will tell you that this journey is a journey that I would not trade for the world. I have lost friends. I have lost a lot of stuff, lost money. I've even had my reputation on the line when I partnered, and I had a partnership that was not a good partnership for me. Not everybody is someone that you want to partner with. I've gotten much better at my process. I've gotten much better at my decision making, much better at my filtering. When opportunities come, I don't have to sit with them forever thinking about what I need to do and what decision I need to make, because my metrics of success have already been defined, and they're still being defined, and they will always grow, and I will always retweak them. In 2021, there are things that I won't be doing that I'm doing now. In 2021, there will be things that I'm doing now that I will continue. I am serving, and I'm committed to serving Black employee resource groups. That's something new for me, guys. Black employee resource groups with the professional and the personal development programming. These are groups that typically nobody's really running to support. Why? Who knows? But this is an area that I'm committed to serving, and it's coming out of skills and expertise and passion. Tomorrow, we are having our free workshop. If you want to join the workshop, direct message me, okay? Direct message me. If you miss all the trainings from the trainings that we had before, the training that I talked on, storytelling, finding your audience, parenting, understanding those different areas of parenting that we demonstrate, we pick from our parents and the exposures that we have. Remember, we talked about the dictatorship, we talked about perfectionism, all of those things that lie within our subconscious, even the commitment aspect. If you want the access to those trainings, make sure you direct message me or put the word replay in your comments, replay in your comments. And if you are an entrepreneur, happy Entrepreneurship Day to you. If you're not an entrepreneur, you can support entrepreneurs intentionally. Like or comment on their posts, share their work, rate their podcast, do a referral to somebody, leave them a 5-star review. Obviously, if you have been impacted by their service, these things don't cost you much of anything to do, but it moves our ecosystem. It continues to move our ecosystem, because what you put out, you're going to get back. And so that is all for today, guys. I have been so happy. Call your admin. I will make sure that you get that. You have been so incredible, showing up every day, taking notes, doing your implementations. I'm so happy for you. Happy Entrepreneurship Day to all of you, and enjoy the rest of your week. And we will talk soon.